Hello, and welcome to this walk through the woods where I'm discussing the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali and how they apply to your yoga practice and your life generally. And we're talking about yamas and niyamas, and on the surface of these are moral practices, but actually they're not. They're practical guidelines for your meditation. Of course, moral practices can very easily be spiritual. In fact, one might say they are, but there's a tendency for people to get their back up when we talk about morality, and I'm certainly not trying to tell you how to live your life. What I will say is that these practices from yoga are going to improve not only your posture practice, but also the way you hold yourself in life, and they're going to help you live a better life. For example, by now, if you've been listening to the videos on non-violence, on truth, and on non-stealing, and have practiced them, you may find that you're already changing the way you behave in such a way that people feel peaceful around you, and that's something you've always wanted, people to feel peaceful and trust you, that you're very truthful in your words, so people trust you, and also you seem to kind of start to be able to tune into what's going to happen, to the point where what you say is what happens, and that you are very easy to trust because you don't have any sense of neediness about you, that you're independent and powerful, so people are happy to trust you with their ideas or their possessions even. So now we get to the fourth yama, which is Brahmacharya. It's normally translated as celibacy. Now in the yoga practice, Patanjali, we may well have found yogis who are abstaining from sex entirely. I'm a householder yogi. It's a complicated idea that I'm fully engaged in my spiritual practice like a monk, but also have children and run businesses, and I'm fully engaged in bringing this spirit into the world and showing how it can be joined, which is another word for yoga actually. So how do we work with Brahmacharya? Well, Brahma means creation in Sanskrit, and Acharya means mastery. So it's mastering the procreative force. And again, if we go back to the text, the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, probably 3rd century text, it says that if you practice Brahmacharya, if you're established in it, then you have virya. You have this virile strength. In fact, virya, heroic, is the root of the English word virile. It's to be very powerful. And we might think about an athlete. In fact, athlete, the Greek athelos, is another word which means celibate. Thelos is sex, athelos, no sex. It's like an athlete abstaining from sex before a marathon or a boxing match or something like that. Well, this starts to give us a clue. Now, sometimes in life we need a lot of energy to accomplish something, and it's observed then that this energy can be lost through sex. And in your yoga practice, if you're really going for strong and powerful results, both physically in your posture practice or psychically in your meditation practice, or spiritually, then you're going to need a lot of that energy. And so that it'll be appropriate to control that procreative urge. Maybe you're familiar with it, that feeling to have children, have more and more children, to have lots of sex, not just for pleasure, but almost as a safety feeling, like, oh, I feel closer to my partner because of the sex. Well, I would suggest that these motives need to be brought into conscious awareness, and that like many tantric and Taoist practitioners, that sex is fine, but you don't finish, you don't ejaculate and lose your energy, but rather build it up and build it up. And this would be the case whether you're a male or a female practitioner, that you keep building up their energy, and that can be different for male and female nervous and energetic systems, and that goes a bit beyond the scope of this video, but for now let's just say you'll know whether you're practicing Brahmacharya correctly, because you'll either have lots of energy or you won't. In English idiom, we talk about feeling shagged. Shag is a slang term for having sex, and a particular kind of fatigue that can go along with that. So make sure that your sexual life is in balance and conscious and supporting your life. I don't distinguish much between my life and my yoga practice. I try to live consciously and bring the divine into what's going on here. So yeah, these are the clues. I hope this helps you in your practice, and look for that feeling of being very powerful, having lots of energy. If you're not familiar with it and you have a very active sex life, then see what happens if you reduce that for a period of time, maybe just 3 months or so. See what it's like to go without sex, so you can start to notice what happens when that energy builds up. Obviously, communicate with your partner about what it is and why you're doing it, and come to whatever compromises are necessary. But then you can experiment with sex in such a way that you don't lose that energy, and work towards finding an appropriate balance in your life, so that you're not depleting yourself with excessive activity, nor are you repressing or destroying your relationships because of it. So this is Brahmacharya, and I hope it helps you.